Now, South Africa's largest insurer has reported a 10% rise in profits for the first 6 months of the financial year. Despite this, the firm expects new business volumes to decline in the second half of 2020, while COVID-19's impact on the company will continue to impact its business as well. Let's chat to CEO Paul Hanratty, who joins us now. Paul, thank you so much for the time. Certainly a difficult time for you to have taken over when it comes to Sanlam. Let's talk just specifically about how hurt the business has been in this time, despite the upward tick in earnings.
Rabili, good afternoon, and thanks very much for talking to us. Look, as you say, it's a very interesting and difficult time to join, and we've started off with a great first quarter. Second quarter got really tough right across our businesses in Africa, and the COVID pandemic and all the economic impacts began to come through, both the market impacts and the actual physical restrictions on our people. So we estimate that our earnings are 3 billion rand lower for the half year than they would have been without COVID in a very direct sense. So we would have had obviously very stellar results without this, but still very good earnings, and I think it shows the strength and the resilience of the group.
Yeah, the strength and that resilience will continue to be tested throughout the rest of 2020. How prepared are you for the rest of this year?
Oh no, we're very prepared. So I think actually operationally we've adapted really well to the conditions. We've seen our new business coming back. It really fell off a cliff in the back half of March and April. It's been coming back steadily. Clearly, we are, like everybody else, linked to our consumers and to GDP and to disposable incomes. So we've got to be patient with that. But insofar as operationally, we've adapted extremely well. Our balance sheet is in fantastic shape. In fact, our overall solvency ratio, if you strip out the huge dividend we paid, is really only a couple of % affected. And so financially, we're in great shape. And we didn't have to make any changes to our valuation assumptions of our liabilities, and it just showed how strong our balance sheet is.
Do you reckon that you have enough sort of in the kitty for all the claims that are bound to come through from COVID-19, that will continue to come through from COVID-19 for the remainder of the year? And when do you see things perhaps normalizing with regards to all the claims that come through then because of COVID-19 and its effect?
So really, just like you've seen in the population statistics, the minute that lockdown came into effect, death claims reduced. And in fact, in the first half of the year, we saw mortality profits across our business. What's very interesting is that in every single segment of our business, we could see a very big uptick in claims in July and in the first half of August. And this is what's been reported in population statistics as being the so-called excess deaths. Those started reducing in the second half of August, and in the first week of September, we see they seem to have moved their way out of the system. But even if there were to be a pickup, Sanlam has established a number of years ago a very large pandemic reserve. So we wouldn't expect COVID claims to have any impact on our finances going forward.
All right. Well, with regards to the business then and its readiness perhaps for the future in any way, any predictions, any sort of outlay and outlook that you perhaps are sharing as a business? Of course, as you said, tough to, of course, operate in times of COVID-19, but with low growth, clearly your business also suffers as well. How big a departure from where you want to be could your profits be at this time?
No, look, this whole COVID thing is the big impact on our business is actually economic, not health and not mortality. The single biggest impacts on our business at this half year were credit provisions and credit spreads. And then followed with that are, poor investment returns. And we are absolutely dependent, like every other consumer business, on the health of the economy. So the big worry for us is how long it is going to take both the South African and other economies across Africa to recover from where they are. And to be honest with you, we think that that's a very slow and long road ahead for all of us to get back to where we were. This is not a quick fix. And all we've been able to do is to address operationally the ability to operate in this environment. But the economies need to be fixed and to get back to where they were. And we're all going to have to adapt financially to that. I think we're just in fantastic shape to be able to do that. But we will be driving operational efficiencies very strongly, in our business to counter the impacts. And we had a great example of that in the first half of the year, where we employed advanced data analytics to help us with our persistency. And as a result, we've seen actually some of the best persistency in the company's history.
Sure. Paul, appreciate the time. Thank you so much. Hopefully from your lips to the President and the Finance Minister's ears. Good luck for the remainder of the year as well. Then Paul Hanratty is the CEO of Sanlam there with the earnings picture for Sanlam in the interim period.